Today's video is sponsored by Picker's Grip. Stop dropped picks and pick rotation while playing with Picker's Grip. Made with all natural ingredients in Virginia. Check out their website to order. When you support my sponsor, this also supports my channel, and it's very much appreciated. Well, today I have a big box that just showed up on my doorstep. This is obviously a guitar box. Shall we open her up and see just what is on the inside of it? Factory sealed. Factory stapled anyway. Hang tags. Strung with Ernie Ball premium Ernie Ball guitar strings. Doesn't say if they're paradigms or anything like that. Just says strung with premium Ernie Ball guitar strings. Graphtec Black Tusk nut for improved tuning performance. Interesting. And then of course the handy dandy Allen wrenches, which are always handy dandy for a new guitar. Oh, wow. This is a Schecter CR-6. This is a guitar that I have been eyeballing for probably close to a year now. And it's probably important to note at this point that Schecter did not sponsor this video in any way, shape, or form. I bought this guitar with my own money because, like I said, it had my attention. It grabbed me. It had some features that I have been looking for, all in the same guitar, namely, two humbuckers and a fixed bridge. This is actually a string-through body. Two humbuckers, a fixed bridge with coil tapping capabilities on both pickups, and I actually wanted a bolt-on neck guitar for a change. That bolt-on neck guitar seemed to have a little bit more snap to them than a standard, or than a set neck or a neck through. And then of course the Burl Poplar top that they make these things out of is, I thought, absolutely stunning, and honestly it was the aesthetics that grabbed me more than anything. And for an import guitar, the top actually looked better than I expected. And here's a picture of the stock photo of this particular guitar, and every photo that I have seen that the ones that have actually been purchased, most of them don't look that nice. There's definitely a little bit more figuring that's not necessarily symmetrical, so I expected that. However, I was real back and forth on what color to get, because the wood patterns and stuff seem to be a little bit more consistent, or at least easier to see on. I think they have one called, an amber burst or something like that. That's basically all brown. And, and I knew that this is a color called aqua burst. I knew that on this color, the blue on the outside was just on the outside edge. And, I think part of me kind of wished that they had brought that up a little bit farther into the center, but pulling this thing out of the box, I think it's absolutely stunning. I think it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And I'm glad I went with the color that I did. Without further ado, let's plug this thing in and take it for a ride, shall we? So as I sit back down from playing that, that quick playthrough demo, I just realized that I didn't have my recorder set up right, and I hit the wrong button and didn't quite record properly. So, hopefully the sync audio with the camera will suffice. So, because I did want to, what I did just play was, in fact, the first time that my first experience with this guitar right out of the box, and I wanted what you see and what you hear to be authentic. And the first thing I wanted to do was strum it up and see just how close it was to being actually in tune. And I generally tune, most of my guitars are generally tuned half step down, so D sharp standard, if you will, or E flat standard, whichever one you want to call it. Right out of the box, it does need a little bit of setup work, which is to be expected. Most guitars right out of the box are going to need a little bit of setup work. Nothing too major though. I do notice there's on the G string there is a bit of little dead note, and not a dead note, but it just doesn't seem to ring out quite as clearly as the other strings. So there's something that I got to track down there that shouldn't be all that big of a deal. I'm quite sure you probably wouldn't have noticed it on a recording. Neck does need to be tightened up. Truss rod needs to be tightened up just a hair. The action is a little bit high, particularly up in the upper register. It's not so bad down here. Down here in this area, though, it could stand to come down just a bit. And really that's about all that I found that really this thing is going to need right out of the box. And and again, I think that's very, very acceptable for a brand new guitar right out of the box. Let's see what else about this thing did I not talk about. The pickups in this thing actually are Schecter USA made pickups. So they're they didn't go with Duncans or DiMarzios or EMGs or something like that, as they do in a lot of their import line guitars. These are actually Schecter's own American made pickups. These are a model called the Apocalypse, which I'm not familiar with, but just playing that little bit that I did just play, I like them. They actually sound like they're fairly high output and kind of bright, a little bit brighter sounding, which I enjoy. The coil split, just a one knob, very similar to how it is on my Blackjack, my Schecter Blackjack SLS that you guys see in my videos a lot. Whereas that one actually has on the tone knob, this one's on the volume. So, but just a very, very simple push-pull pot, and splits the coils of both pickups, which is how I like it. Satin finish on the back of the neck for very, very smooth playability. Also included is a volute on the back of the neck, which is very handy. That's pretty common on a lot of Schecters these days. What is that? Huh. I don't know if the mic picked that up or not, but it sounds like there's something sliding around on the back and the inside of the control cavity. I'll have to pop that open and see exactly what that is. Hopefully I will have time to do that before I edit this video, in which case, if I know by then, I will make sure and caption that. Oh, let's see. Of course, matching headstock to the very, very, very attractive looking Poplar Burl top, as I mentioned. That is an alder body, I believe, and maple neck, and I don't think that's an ebony fretboard. I think it's a wingy, or something to that nature. I'll look that up to be sure and post it down on the screen there for the sake of accuracy. But overall, the Schecter CR-6 this guitar sells brand new for $699. And actually, it is actually on sale right now at Guitar Center, and both the Guitar Center and Musician's Friend have this guitar on sale right now for about the $579 to $599 range. For an affordable import guitar. This guitar is made in Indonesia. For an affordable import guitar that isn't, I like the features quite a bit. I love, I think I am really going to enjoy the playability and the neck on it, once I get used to it. And I'm very happy with my purchase. You guys are going to see a lot of this guitar. A couple of the main features that I was really after with this guitar. Again, it was the aesthetics are one of the things that really caught my eye. My Schecter Blackjack, which I mentioned, I have used in many videos. I love that guitar. I absolutely love that guitar. But the problem that I run into with that guitar is because it's got a Floyd Rose on it. It doesn't change tunings very easily, at least not without stopping and getting a bunch of wrenches and stuff out, and it's just it's set up where it's set up. But the neck profile on that one, that guitar has what Schecter calls the SLS neck, or the ultra thin C neck. This guitar actually has the same neck profile. So I wanted another, preferably a Schecter with that same neck profile that had a stop tail or a non-locking tremolo, something that I could adjust tunings, if I needed to go down a half step or drop the low string down a full step or something like that fairly easily. I wanted something I could do that with. So that was why I bought this one. That combined with the fact that it has the coil splitting capabilities on both pickups, which again for me are handy to have single coil tones, both the front and the back. you know, the 3-way blade switch right there, you know, where I can conveniently get to it. I can't stand it when there is a stupid knob right in the way of the switch and I can't easily flip it back and forth without possibly bumping a knob. So anyway, this, you know, guitar, for its, you know, relative simplicity, checked a lot of boxes for me. So I am, as I mentioned, very, very happy with my purchase, and I will post links to it down below. Full track demo on this guitar will come here in a later video, probably in the next couple of weeks. So, thank you so much for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please comment down below. Please check out the links down in the description, including ways that you can support this channel. Support from my viewers is very, very much appreciated and goes a long way. And last but not least, don't forget to check out Picker's Grip. Their links are down in the description as well. Picker's Grip did and was kind enough to sponsor this video. Thank you so much for watching. Au revoir.